The Colombo High Court Trial-at-Bar today acquitted both former Defence Secretary Hemasiri Fernando and former IGP Pujith Jayasundara from their respective cases pertaining to the Easter Sunday terror attacks. The Attorney General's Department has filed two separate cases with 855 charges each against the duo over criminal dereliction of duty by failing to prevent the attacks, despite there being sufficient intelligence of a pending terror attack. Following a lengthy trial, the High Court acquitted the duo without even calling for evidence from the defence, since the charges against them have not been proven beyond reasonable doubt. Announcing the verdict on the former Defence Secretary, Chairman of the bench Namal Balale said that when a defendant is being accused of failing to act, the presence of intention to that end too has to be proven. On this front, the Chairman of the bench said that the plaintiff failed. Meanwhile, member of the bench Mohammad Irshadeen said that the plaintiff failed to prove beyond reasonable doubt its allegation of murder, though failing to act levelled against the defendant. He said, quote, "The first witness, former chief of the SIS, Nilantha Jayawardena, had accepted before court that the information he received weren't verified intelligence. It doesn't appear that information was 100% accurate. The evidence given by former State Minister of Defence Ruwan Wijewardena revealed that limits were imposed on the accused Defence Secretary pertaining to summoning personnel for the intelligence review meetings, owing to the political environment that prevailed in the country at the time. His evidence also revealed that the National Intelligence Chief also didn't have necessary powers. As such, there is no evidence to show that the State Intelligence Chief had given intelligence pertaining to the attack to the accused Defence Secretary." Unquote. He also said that the State Intelligence Service has failed to provide verified intelligence on the attacks. Meanwhile, member of the bench Aditya Patabandige said that the first witness, the Chief of the State Intelligence Service, seems to have neglected duty and had attempted to pile it on the National Intelligence Chief. He said, quote, "It seems that the accused Defence Secretary was helpless pertaining to the decision-making due to the political situation that prevailed at the time and the internal issues within the government. This terror attack is a sensitive issue. Filing a case anyone pertaining to a sensitive matter sans proper investigation cannot be accepted. Better care should be taken when filing criminal charges against state officials. It is unjustifiable to only file cases against state officials when there is a political authority." As such, the plaintiff could have decided whether to proceed with the case or not, following what was revealed by the evidence of the first witness, the former SIS chief. The arrest of the defendant is also problematic. Unquote. Afterwards, declaring the verdict on the former IGP Pujith Jayasundara, Chairman of the bench Namal Balale said that former State Intelligence Chief had failed to provide definitive information on the date and location of an attack, despite there being intelligence of a pending attack. He said, quote, "The former SIS chief gave evidence saying that attacks will take place at 8 locations within the Colombo suburbs. Though it was mentioned that churches and hotels will be targeted, definitive locations weren't given. It is difficult for the accused IGP to take a practical step on such information. As such, it seems that the defendant did not have sufficient time to prevent it, depending on the information he received." Unquote. Declaring his verdict, member of the bench Aditya Patabandige said, quote, "The evidence revealed that the former IGP passed on the information about a pending attack given by the former SIS to his subordinates to take necessary measures. It was revealed that the former SIS chief notified the head of state on matters on security. The SIS chief isn't the chief of police intelligence but of state intelligence. He had not discussed the information he received about an attack with the intelligence units of the tri-forces. He could have shared the intelligence. Not doing so is problematic. A person who knows the sequence of events well is the former Defence Secretary, but the plaintiff didn't call him for evidence. It seems that it wasn't done as it might have led to a disadvantageous piece of evidence being revealed pertaining to the plaintiff or the defence." Unquote. He added that the plaintiff failed to provide strong evidence that the accused IGP aided and abetted Zahran Hashim to carry out the attacks. As such, former IGP Pujith Jayasundara too was acquitted from the charges without calling for evidence of the defence.